All right, I showed you the how to assemble, in a separate video I've shown how to assemble the Schnauzer if you've transferred all of the dotted lines from the pattern pieces to the front of the fabric using chalk or a marker or a pencil. But I have discovered the joys of a light box, and now I want to use that all the time. And so I also wanted to show you the same thing, but without relying on those markings and instead relying on the numbers of the pieces in the pattern. So now I'm going to show you a separate way to layer the Schnauzer. I need you to do a couple of things. Forget that these lines are drawn on the front. We're going to ignore those completely. And also pretend like I haven't already peeled the backing papers off. Just so you know, every one of these pieces is numbered, and that number corresponds to where it goes on the paper piece and also the order in which you'll lay those pieces down. So we're going to work in that order, but you're not going to see me peeling the backing off because I already did that for the other demo. So we are going to start with piece number 1, that is the shoulders, and we're just going to line this up until the curves match. And we can still see the other lines below this, so we can still see where his shaggy beard and muzzle come in. So next up is number 2 is this ear piece. So we're going to lay that on there. And number 3 is this under ear piece. And we're going to pop that up in there. And just make sure that that curve aligns. Number 4 is the head. So I'm going to lay that down and get the curve to line up. So this is, you can see the curve up here and on both sides of the head. Now we've got number 5 over here is the top, the flappy part of this ear. There we go. And number 6 is the floppy part of this ear. And number 7 is this eyebrow. I'm not sure if you can see that. I don't know how well the light shining through shows up on the video camera, but I can see it. And so you'll be able to see it if you're doing this at home. So that is where that eyebrow lines up, and I bumped that ear. All right, now we need to do this other eyebrow. This is number 8. All right, that is lined up where it goes. And now 9 and 10 are the eyes. There's one eye. And there's the other eye. 11 is the little muzzle piece. And for this, oops, I do want to make sure I turn it. I can see that little point was the best way to line that one up. And I moved the eye while I was doing that. And now the very last piece, number 12, is the nose. All right, so now I've got this on a silicone mat, and I'm going to take this over to the ironing board and fuse that all together. And then I can lay it, then I can choose at a later date which background block I want to use and then fuse it onto the background block. So I'll fuse it all down, peel it off of the silicone mat, lay it on whatever block I want to do, and fuse it in place on that block. And just a reminder, because I reminded people in the video showing how to use the markings, you can also do this without the shoulder piece. So if you want him to look like you've snapped a photo of him, use the shoulder piece. If you just want to show a Schnauzer face in more of a graphic design kind of way, then just use the head and leave off that shoulder piece completely. And then you can, especially using this method and turning this whole face into one basically iron-on patch, then you can center it very easily inside your block, which makes things really easy. So that is how you layer the pieces together using the silicone mat.